Shock and awe, my son. Blood and fucking bone.
Welcome back to Ryan's Reviews. Just got done finishing The Boys series finale, Blood and Bone, season 5, The End Game. And I don't know, I thought it was good when you look at the episode overall as a whole. It was entertaining. I just feel like they left so much stuff out. And multiple teasers, like promo posters before the series came out. You have Homelander flying above the White House hovering, and there are a bunch of other soups. Like, it looks like hundreds of soups there. It looks like there's going to be an ultimate battle, and then our final duel between Butcher and Homelander is just confined to the Oval Office. Like, where was the budget? Where was the budget? Still, I probably give, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I feel like I'm being pretty generous there. I'm really trying hard not to be negative on this. It's just, I don't know. It wasn't that great for me. And I think season 5 as a whole more so stained the finale more than anything. It feels like we had no time to develop the story. We spend valuable time. I mean, it's only like a minute, 2-minute scene. But the penultimate episode of the series, we have an ass-sniffing scene between two soups. One that portrays a cat and the other that portrays a dog. And it's such a waste of time. Like, why are we doing this? But that's enough of me ranting right now. I'll get into the episode in detail here, give you my thoughts and insights on everything. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we start the episode off with Frenchie's funeral. It was another thing. It was weird. We have a lot of asshole jokes, and they like really stretch this joke out like way too far. And what could have been a really touching moment, I feel like was really diluted by that. I guess it was somewhat emotional. You have Kamiko that is not talking anymore, but you have the whole group there that are saying goodbye to Frenchie. We also have Ryan sitting in his little cabin on the other side of the world, and Homelander pays him a visit. I thought this was really nicely acted between both actors, more so Anthony Starr. Like, he is, as bad as the writing has been, and as many critiques as I've had of The Boys season 5, or Homelander's story, whatever, he has been flawless. Like, he is probably one of my favorite villains. Negan, the Governor, Thanos. You got the Joker. Point is, he's been great. So the scene is really, really well acted between the both of them. You have Ryan just completely telling him off. It was pretty satisfying to see that. Homelander's got like a twitch in his eye, and because Ryan tells him, like, you're not a god. Like, what are you doing? This is getting, like, out of hand. People aren't going to believe you. They're going to be scared of you, which is exactly what's happening. And Homelander's in denial. Oh, he'll come around. And then he ends up flying off. One of my biggest criticisms of this season has got to be the Gen V cast. We bring them in the penultimate episode before the finale of the series, and they do nothing. Zilch. They go off on a side mission at the end of it. And we've got Marie Moreau's blood altering powers, where I thought she was for sure going to play a role in being able to take the Gen V, geez, take the V1 out of Homelander's bloodstream with the help of probably like Starlight or Butcher and Kamiko and all of them. Like, it wasn't going to be a 1v1 between Homelander and Marie. We don't even get that. Like, what was the point of Gen V? You build these characters up, you tease Homelander the end of season 1, especially between those two, and it's just a nothing burger. Pretty disappointing. But anyways, you have Kamiko training with Sister Sage, and her beam power, the only way it works is if she is able to get pissed off enough and it unleashes it. So you have Sister Sage talking shit about Frenchie, trying to really motivate her, and finally it does work. It works well enough that it actually blasts the superpower out of Sister Sage's bloodstream. It is a success. It works. And speaking of Sister Sage, let's talk about her exit a little bit. Not that we're going to miss her that much, but she fucks off and goes to Harry Potter world. And that is literally, you see her like peacing out, and that is the end of her character. I guess she did play her part. She, I guess, helped with the formula to get the evil scientist experiment working, the Russians experiment working, help Frenchie out, and that little bit helped tweak it over the edge. I just think she helped Homelander kill too many innocent people. Like, I don't think justice was really dished out to her there. Anyways, we move on to the White House. A little foreshadowing here. You have Ashley that actually gives a ball gag to Father, and he loves it, and we'll see that later on come into play a little bit. But speaking of Ashley, she steps up in a big way here. The anti-heroes, we have Butcher and Starlight, Huey, all of them in one of these secret White House tunnels, and the White House knew they were coming. Homelander knew. So they're getting blasted with gunfire. You have Ashley tear down the hallway from her Secret Service, and she actually helps them out, gets them out of that situation. And that's basically the end of her character arc right there. But we will have Father. His death, it was actually pretty satisfying. It was quick, but he burst in. Huey and are fighting him. Butcher and Starlight and Kamiko are busy with the Deep and Homelander and everything. But it looks like Huey's about to get the worst of Father's like blast radius. And then you see sneak up behind him as he's about to do his blast and puts the ball gag in his mouth. Head explodes. And I thought it was actually pretty well done. Anyways, we have the Deep and Starlights. My prediction played out exactly like I thought as soon as I saw in the teaser trailer for the finale, her tackling him. I knew that she was going to end up killing him. Just going back all the way to season 1 with him basically essaying her in her entrance to the 7. Like, this was a long time coming. And I'm glad there was some good writing in this finale. I thought it was pretty well done, well executed. One critique I have, like, Starlight has no idea that the Deep pissed off all his little sea critters, all his sharks, octopus, everything. She has no idea. And she takes the Deep to the beach where his powers are tenfold. It did make for a satisfying death, though. She blasts him out into the ocean. Just totally unexpected on what's about to happen. And then we have the Deep die the same way as the one director did, with the octopus launching his tentacle up his ass and through his mouth. But pretty good death scene for the Deep, and really no other way to go out considering what a piece of crap he has been, just in general. We now have the main event, like right before Homelander's final duel. You have him addressing the nation, and this is where I thought we could have got Homelander just going nuclear. We were teased in, I believe, season 2, his dream sequence, him lasering all those people. But he does address the nation, and then he sees the word father, and then he just snaps and says that he needs to cleanse the nation of the non-believers. And once he's done with that speech, you have Butcher and everyone burst in. But I thought he would have, it would have been nice if this was in front of a crowd, and then him seeing that, he would have just snapped for real this time. We really never got to saw, like, all hell break loose for him. And that's pretty disappointing. But we do have Butcher and Kamiko enter the arena. They're in the Oval Office with Homelander. They have one last duel. Butcher's actually kind of getting the best of them here. Not really the best, but they're trading blows. Kamiko and Butcher are taking lasers when we previous season saw Kamiko get like lasered in half by it. I guess this new experiment, she's impervious to it. But you see Butcher about to, or try to fly away, and then you have Ryan bust in out of nowhere, and he stops him. Fast forward a little bit, Butcher and Ryan are holding him down right after Kamiko has this corny, emotional hallucination of Frenchie. And then once she gets the okay from Frenchie, that is when she doesn't need her anger. And then she's able to use it. But she finally blasts him. And then this, I think, Kripke did really well. I wanted to see Homelander lose his powers and just completely grovel and be a complete bitch about everything. And that's exactly what we got. He offered to suck Butcher's dick. It was really weird, but it was really fitting. I said really satisfying. Like, he knows he's on live TV. He's offering like all sorts of weird stuff. And basically saying like, oh, we'll have Becca come back. We'll have one of the shapeshifters come back. And Butcher's just looking at him like, dude, you are one pathetic MFer, man. And we get him picking up the crowbar, spears him in the head, and freaking like rips his brains out. It's one of the more sad ways to see, not sad, but just pathetic ways for Homelander to go out. I really liked it. I just wish it wasn't confined to such a small area. Like the budget, I don't know why. Who knows? But it was confined to the Oval Office. Wish it was multiple stages. Marvel-esque or something. But we will fast forward a little bit. We have everyone just kind of decompressing, watching TV, the news and everything. You see Ashley. She is impeached, so she's no longer the president. You see Stan Edgar. As I thought, he is taking back control of Vought. And maybe that'll be in some spinoff in the future. I think so. Anyways, we have Ryan that turns down Butcher, like says, you're not as bad as Homelander, but you are still kind of a piece of shit. So Butcher, it definitely hits him. And he goes to say hi to Terror, and he sees that his dog is dead. I guess this is the final straw for him. Like, he's got nothing at this point. It just seemed rushed, but he's got nothing. So you see him take out the virus, And Huey sees him leave with it, so he follows them to Vought Tower. He really tries to talk him out of it. And Butcher, I mean, it's Butcher. That's his character. That's who we've known for 5 seasons. So he's not having it. And they have a pretty decent last duel right there between them. And Butcher starts to hallucinate Lenny. And in this moment, Huey gets the upper hand, shoots him, and they have an emotional goodbye to each other. I think it was very fitting for Butcher's character. He was never going to live happily ever after and raise Ryan. That actually went to MM, which he's got a little girl himself and his wife, so I believe that was pretty fitting. But there wasn't that much death in this episode. I mean, you've got Butcher, Homelander, the Deep, Oh Father, all characters we thought were going to die. There were none of our heroes that lost their lives, or nothing really too shocking. But couple more of the final scenes, we have Butcher's funeral, where they say a couple nice words, and then Ryan takes off with MM. Everyone goes their separate ways. And the last scene of the Boys series, you have Huey and Annie at like an audio visual shop that Huey opens for himself. And him and Starlight pretty much live happily ever after. Season 5 was bad, y'all. Like, I can't even try to mask it that much. I enjoyed parts of the finale. Like I said, about 7.5 out of 10. But I wish we got a little more, you know? What do you think? What would you rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10? What was your favorite moment? Are there any deaths that you thought we should have got that we didn't? Was Homelander's ending, was that satisfying to you? Please let me know down below in the comments. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.